And so what happens to hip hop when it goes into an institution? Is it transformed by the institution, or does it transform the institution? And I thought about that because I felt like one of the things that I took away from that was that any place that Words Beats and Life would partner with in the future, if the place we were partnering with wasn't committed to transforming itself, we shouldn't partner with them. We could work with them, but they're not a partner. And so thinking about how we would not be corrupted or changed or made to be more like the people that are larger or better funded, but actually make them more like the folks that they're trying to serve and to reach. And I wanted to just say that because that comes out of that direct experience being organized by a scholar to gather a community of people to learn about what people are doing, what's going well, what some of the challenges are. And that's what I hope for this panel. So I'm really happy to have Jeff Chang here, who helped me put together the very first the first and only Remixing the Art of Social Change in the Bay Area back in 2013. Dr. Jared Ball, who's the former editor-in-chief of the Words, Beats, and Life Global Journal of Hip Hop, and has gone on to do super amazing things that were talked about in his introduction. I wanted to talk to the three of you really because I feel like this idea of you transforming an institution rather than being transformed by it, I feel like each of you is a great example of that. But maybe you all would have a different perspective about the role of the academician, of the scholar, whether that is traditional or radical, into making universities liberatory spaces for education through hip hop or whatever means you choose. So what do you think about your role as being an agent for transformation of the institutions that each of you is a part of?
And it's an honor to be back, to be back in this museum, the library museum that I haven't been in years. So it's been weird just being here. But the question, honestly, for me, the question is pretty heavy because I'm coming off of about a 10-year fight with my institution that I've lost. That I'm just taking a big L. So we were just talking with Professor Nichols, Jason Nichols earlier. He was asking me, how you doing? And he said, how did you survive at Morgan, at an HBCU like Morgan State, which is where I teach in Baltimore, by the way. Sorry. And I said, I got marginalized. I got full professor, I got tenure, and then I got put in a corner.
Wow.
So I am currently in some liminal position that has no official title and no official hierarchy, and the checks and the health insurance keeps coming, so I just keep showing up. I feel like, what's his name in Office Space? Was it the dude they stuck in the basement with the stapler? I'm like, that's me. The students still appreciate my classes. The evaluations are great. I'm able to have some sort of positive impact with my colleagues and comrades outside of the institution, but the institution itself has won. It has incorporated what I and others have tried to do and continue to try to do, and sort of stripped away anything that might successfully motivate students to become a threatening force or the institution itself to change. And those who have not been pushed out entirely are more or less existing the way I am. So much like hip hop and anything else produced by an oppressed community, we have to find ways of making meaning outside of institutional spaces, and that's what I continue to try to do.
Before we move to the other, can we talk about that work that you're doing outside of the institutional space?
Well, so nowadays it's mostly through being, a low-level YouTuber and being supportive of grassroots journalism and organizational work. I'm a member of the All-African People's Revolutionary Party. I support Black Alliance for Peace and Pan-African Community Action and Community Movement Builders and FTP movement, and and that kind of work is what I try to do. And I try to produce content that motivates young activists, young scholars, and tries to inform people in ways that I've looked to be informed, and I try to use it and to engage with people in ways I can't officially through the institution. And so that's basically what it is.